Before this video starts, I just want to let you know that the original video file for this entire court case was corrupted, and I paid for a random Indian tech service to fix it. However, the audio and 90% of the video is still unsalvageable. I did what I could with what I had, and I just want to thank Shades for supplying me with the audio from his VOD. This trial was actually called by Shades, as I was being accused of stealing, trespassing, and much more. But before we get into that, we actually have to go over the rules. Take it away, Angry.
General rules. Evidence must be submitted before the trial that has been filled. Good. General respect for all players must be maintained. Any bullying, harassment, offensive language, or any other unkind offenses are punishable. It is forbidden to engage in PvP unless both parties consent. Please refrain from that inside the courthouse. Court is now in session. We will be hearing the case. Both sides will have a chance to present their statements and evidence. Please remain respectful. Do not interrupt when somebody else is speaking. Plaintiff, Shades,
Hi.
You may now present your statement, followed by your evidence.
It is finally time to do the court case part 2 in the Spring Rolls SMP. Sorry in advance, I am kind of sick, so my voice is going to sound pretty bad. But other than that, I really hope you enjoy this phenomenal video that I've been working on for multiple days, so yeah.
I, Shades, am giving a testimony about events involving my base. Recently, I noticed that items were missing from my storage. The missing items include a shulker box of Tier 3 rockets and a shulker box of shulker shells. I have later seen evidence of people coming to my base and entering my base without permission. After noticing the missing items, I reviewed available evidence. This includes a video recording with 2 timestamps showing activity related to my base and stealing. I also found the items at Juice and MK's base, appearing shortly after my items went missing and being the same exact items. Based on this, I believe that the items were taken without permission. I am asking that the items be compensated with the amount of diamonds that they cost.
Very well. May I ask that you present your evidence within the Discord chat?
Yes. So here are the images of the items that were at Joof and MK's base, also proving that Joof has stolen before and that he can and will do it again.
Given my prior review of the evidence, that is acceptable. Defendant, Joof, you may now respond. I shall give you time to explain your defense, and afterwards, you may present your evidence.
As the owner of the server, it's my responsibility to ensure that the server's rules are properly enforced. One of those rules, specifically Rule 6, prohibits lag machines or mechanics that negatively affect the server's performance. Over the past month, the server's RAM usage has been consistently reaching its limits, which begun impacting the experience for everyone playing. The timing of this issue coincided with the construction of several large farm developments, specifically in Shades' base. See evidence piece 1 and 2. Because of this, I, along with a few trusted members, began investigating different bases to determine the source of the server's strain. While we are aware that Shades requested that others not visit his farm city, the server's performance issue affects all players and therefore required an investigation. A small number of items were temporarily removed in order to evaluate the farm production rates. These items were not taken for personal gain and will be returned in full after this court session. Refer to evidence 3. Our findings led us to the conclusion that Shades' base is the source of the excessive RAM usage. I fully agree with one of the rules being against stealing, but my intention was simply to protect the stability and performance of the server for all players, and nothing more. It's also worth noting that the requested punishment of a permanent ban is excessively extreme, and realistically not something that can be enforced against the server owner. I would also like to make it a point that the rule of entering a player's base without their permission is merely a rule of respect rather than control. The punishment for doing such is mostly up to the individual who owns the land and the builds. As stated in the official server rules, killing is allowed on your property, which in turn makes any sort of traps, doors, or walls permissible and somewhat encouraged. See Rule 4. Without any threat or potential of losing gear, players only disrespect the law of respect, therefore should be punished with a misdemeanor rather than a felony. Lastly, I'd like to mention it's awfully convenient that he lost all his diamonds, and now he's bringing up a massive lawsuit rather than asking for the items back. I believe he's not doing it for justice, but rather doing it for his own personal gain. I believe his intent was malicious on this trial rather than having respect for the justice system, as he consistently steals from others, refer to evidence piece 5, and only complains when someone steals from him. There we go, I rest my case.
I see. One moment now. Witnessing parties, you may ask any questions that you would like to ask of either the plaintiff or the defendant.
As you know, we are charging Juf with the acts of trespassing and stealing. Juf, would you say that you respect Shades?
Oh yeah, big time, baby.
So then why is he suggesting that the trespassing rule is just a mere act of respect when he clearly doesn't respect Shades at all? That's also perjury, by the way, lying in court. We have shown timestamps in videos of him trespassing. Now, misdemeanors, I'm not sure how those work. The stealing thing is way bigger because he says he went on the land to research the RAM usage of the server, right?
That's correct.
Now, usually you need a warrant to do that, or at least confirm with the other person that they have permission.
Can I object?
On what
Please
count?
wait until he is finished.
So that deals with the trespassing law and the revoking of his items, because in the video and 5 seconds he says he's going to steal from Shades, not borrow and return. Now the wording there means that he's going to steal them and use them without giving any of them back or giving him the money. Now he says this is about the diamonds, but when you make something and intend to put it on the market, do you want the item or do you want the money for that item? Because you are selling it and you probably have a surplus already. So this is breaking and entering, stealing. This is basically a heist, except he did it on camera, which is interesting.
Oh my, it's destroying us.
Very well. I believe we had an objection. Does the objection still stand?
Objection! I believe the trespassing does not require a warrant because, hypothetically, if someone was making a lag machine, would I need a warrant to destroy it? Or at least look for it? Your second point, I don't remember your second point. Can you fill me in on what you said? Just give me a breakdown.
It was the stealing part of you revoking his items and saying you're going to steal them and not borrow them for any cause.
That was a joke.
Joking about stealing. Would I joke about murdering somebody?
Probably.
That is not a valid excuse.
I don't think your point is correct.
Just because you don't think it doesn't mean it's not true.
Yeah, but you can't. I joke about killing Sawyer all the time because he's so handsome.
That's true.
Objection.
This is court.
Come on, guys.
This isn't your best friend.
Overruled.
What was your objection again?
My objection is you
Oh, wait.
bringing up pointless. You're
Overruled.
Pointless sub.
also
No,
also objecting Sawyer overruling. He is not the judge. He does not get to overrule.
I'm too handsome.
When did he say overruled?
He said overruled like 4 times.
After I objected.
I don't remember saying that.
Indeed. Please refrain from levity in the court.
He said he does not require a warrant for lag machines, but he might have just had too many items on him that he didn't know about.
Does the other side have anything else to say in regards to that?
No.
Very well. Does anybody else have any questions?
I think I might have one, Your Honor. This is in regards to one of my previous statements, but in the video, he says he likes to joke around, right? Was
Correct.
Shades on that server when he said he was going to steal from him?
Shades was not on the server.
Usually you joke around with the person still there, not while they're gone. This implies that he is actually going to steal and not joking around.
Sawyer, you're not muted.
Sorry.
Mute yourself.
Yes, Alpha. I'll mute.
That is it.
Very well.
I'm watching Instagram.
Please refrain from levity within the court. Are there any other questions or statements that wish to be made? If you have witnesses, you may call them up now.
Perfect. I call upon my witness, Sawyer. Go on up there, buddy.
Hi.
Very well. You may begin your statement.
Objection.
No,
No interrupting.
real quick.
What?
So, Sawyer, let me ask you this. What do we joke about the most on this server?
Stealing.
And who do we joke about the most on this server?
Shades, you, and me. That's 3.
That's perfect. That's correct. What were we doing that time that we went to Shades' base in that video?
Walking around. Finley.
And were we there for inspection reasons or to steal from him?
Inspection.
Objection. You brought a member who did not know where my base was to my base. So that is not investigating.
You post your base publicly on YouTube.
Not how to get to it. Vinley had never been to my base.
Overruled. Anyways, let's continue.
Objection. Objection.
have
You do not get to
no-
overrule.
Objection. You cannot overrule.
Okay, Sawyer, give a statement.
Well, first of all,
Objection leading.
What?
Overruled.
Gathering my
You may not
words.
object over that.
The thing about jokes, about how it wasn't a valid joke because Shades wasn't on the server, that makes no sense. You can joke
Yeah.
about anything, anytime. That's how jokes work. It's like a conversation. I can talk about Jake to my mom.
Objection,
even if Jake's not
hearsay.
there. No. And so the thing about the stealing was, I'm not in any of this evidence. And I think that Shades is just getting to me as well because I'm richer than him. And with that, I wouldn't need to steal anything, and neither would Jake, because we're both rich and we don't need the resources. If you've seen our base, we have lots of blocks and all that stuff. We fly around a lot. We are very, very excessive with our use of rockets. We have a rocket farm, and we have
Preach.
shulker unloader system full of shulker boxes, so we don't need more shulker boxes. Also, this video is a time lapse, or it's from flashback, and you can see Joof opening chests, but there's no proof that he's putting anything in or taking things out.
It is relevant
that
showing
is
that you have
completely
stolen from me
irrelevant.
before.
Objection! Stop talking to me. It is not showing him stealing. It is showing him merely looking in chests. Also, none of the things that Shades said Jake stole in this case were ever sold in that shop. I rest
Okay,
my
come back down.
case.
Come back down here, pal.
Thank you.
Do any other parties have anything else to say?
So, my last point, I don't know if you remember this because this was like 10 minutes ago now. When Shades lost all his diamonds, the first thing he started doing was hyper-focusing on all his profit. Now, this lawsuit could get him so much profit, and Gid's point of him having a surplus of items, he makes a good point. But at the same time, in the court's own rules, you can just return the items that were stolen. As Sawyer also mentioned, we're rich, we don't need them, and we took them for inspection to see how fast the auto farms worked.
I would like to say something.
To begin with, I would like to make a statement.
I would like to make a statement.
that. Fine, you may go. I lost my train of thought.
I was not aware that he was inspecting my base for anything. And I would like to mention that my base does not cause lag when I am not online because it is not loaded unless I am online. I have had my chunk loaders off for a while, so that is not a rightful reason to come to my base. You also did not give me a heads up that you were taking the items for inspection, and when I asked about them being stolen, you had dismissed that thought and had mentioned that you did not take anything from my base. I am not suing just for the diamonds. Me losing my diamonds has nothing to do with this case. Yes, I would like diamonds back because you took items unlawfully. Items that were lost from me despawning my own shulker box on accident is my own fault. I do not blame anybody for that. So, that has nothing to do for this case, and I motion for that evidence to be dissolved.
May I say something?
Very well. You may go. Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to address the 3 allegations. So, obviously I didn't give a heads up because, let's say a griefer was on your server and you gave him a little heads up to visit his base and he had a massive lag machine in it. Would that deter the griefer and he would just delete his lag machine? Yeah, and there would be no cause for inspection. So, a surprise inspection is much more effective in this case. Also, chunk loader's off so it doesn't cause lag. That's a great point, except the server's performance has still been ranking up RAM, and as you saw in the screenshots, if there is anyone in the base, the server will be laggy regardless. So if multiple people are playing and someone's in the base, whether it be you or maybe an alt account AFKing a farm, it's going to worsen the server for everyone else. So it's not just when I'm there, it's mainly just for when someone is there. I rest my case.
I have something to say about that. His base was only meant for him. Nobody else was supposed to be there, he has told me. And when you guys found the base, you have led other people there, so the RAM usage is not his fault.
Very well.
My base is off limits to other people. I have mentioned that many times. At my base, none of my farms constantly run, except for 2 that are farms that do not cause any lag, because all the items are immediately picked up and there is no pistons or redstone involved with those 2 farms. So there is no reason for you to be at my base when I'm not online looking for reasons that there is lag when I also play most of the time when other people are not online, other than Ditto. And I would like to call up Ditto to add to the statement and mention if he has any lag issues when he plays with me.
You may come here and sit in the chair.
Hello, I'm Ditto. I don't get any problems with the lag, and And like anything that I'll get, like the random thing where you're just flying and then you just crash out the game, is usually because of my own internet connecting to the server and not because of the actual server itself.
Thank you for your statement.
In response to that, he says he pretty much only plays with Ditto. That means his base wouldn't be causing lag, and they would not have any reason to go to his base and search for a lag machine.
I wanted to add that when I usually play with Shades, he doesn't even be at his base most of the time. But
It is now time for a closing statement by both parties, so
Okay.
please give yourself a minute to think everything over. We shall begin with Joof, followed by Shades. It is then time following that in which the jury may discuss, accompanied by myself in VC3. Upon a conclusion being reached, a decision will be made within VC4.
How do you explain evidence piece 1 with the server's RAM usage being much higher in Shades' base compared to when I'm just in the shopping district? That disproves everything that's just been mentioned, but I'd like to get back to the point where I'm going to return the items rather than pay the diamonds. Not only because I don't have the diamonds, but because inside of the rules, how the judge and the court system operate, I am allowed to return the items because you can just resell them. Like, you're not losing a profit. Also, trespassing, really? Shades trespassed. Looked through every single one of my chests just to find his stuff. My closing statement is this. I believe Shades' intentions for this court case are malicious rather than having a sense of justice. I was doing this out of the obligation of the server owner, as I did notice an increase of the server's RAM, which no one else can really see except for the people with console permissions. So it is my duty to ensure that the server is running properly and therefore needed an inspection.
Shades, you may now make your closing statement.
I would like to point out that in your own evidence, that the first photo is you in the shopping districts, and it has a CPU load of 58.9%. At my base, you have a CPU load of 40.8%. So actually, you have a less load on the server at my base than you did at the shopping district.
The
So
CPU load changes every minute.
the CPU load is also is run off of how much is running. And so
But it goes up and down like consistently. You
Okay.
can't track it.
part for this court case is not malicious. It is me simply charging them for the items that they stole from me. RAM can also be tempered with by the client side. So whether the server is running fully on RAM, sometimes your own RAM can cause the lag.
No, the server is completely different from client side. It has nothing to do with client side.
Shade's base might be a little bit more laggy due to machines that are actually doing something. So saying he's looking for lag machines, now I'm pretty sure by the name of it, lag machines have no purpose other than to make the server lag. Right?
Machines that cause lag in general would be classified as lag machines. Anything that strains the server in any way. The real problem is that I gotta upgrade the server.
So you're confirming yourself that it's the server's problem, not Shade's, Your Honor.
Well, Shades is amplifying the problem, that's why I have to upgrade it.
My closing statement is that Joof did not have any reason or ability to go onto Shade's base and revoke his items because he did not give permission or he did not present a warrant. That is all.
Very well, thank you very much. Everybody who is serving as jury, you may move to VC3.
Alright, see you guys. That was kind of stressful. I'm gonna be
Honestly,
honest, I was
though.
reading my script and I was like messing up my words. I was like, how many people are on this call? Who do you think is gonna win the court case?
I actually have no idea. It's close.
I think it's Snoop's. Shades is making lag machines everywhere.
I'm not.
Can we hurry up with the jury?
I know, this is taking a while.
Gosh, I gotta go to bed.
The overall verdict that has been reached is that,
Come on.
let's see. First of all, items. They are to be returned. Diamonds are not to be paid, to be paid, to be paid, to be paid. But the items should be returned. As for access to bases, Shade's space is off limits without permission. If, for the sake of investigating, please provide a warrant. That is the final word. Thank you for your time.
I don't even understand how the fuck my plug talk.